Welcome everybody to another meeting of Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers. It is 7 a.m. in Oregon. I have no idea what time it is where you're at, but welcome from all over the world. You guys know the Zoom score. When you're not talking, please be on mute. We appreciate it if you stay on camera if at all possible so that we can see your smiling faces. Guests, thank you so much for coming. We hope you participate in table topics. At this point, I will turn it back over to our lovely and talented president, Yasmin. It's all yours.
Thank you so much, Tiger. Except my name, I could not recognize anything else about what you said, but my name confirmed it's me. So here I am, so delighted and excited to welcome you all. Welcome again to yet another exciting meeting of Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers. As Tiger has mentioned, we are an online club with members all over the continents. We are joining from different parts of the world. Amongst us, we are here from Indonesia, Germany, China, India, Europe, and the list continues. Oh, Egypt, yes, to add on. And it's this uniqueness of RSS which makes me feel very, very, very good. And I would really like to credit it to you all for making this so unique. At the same time, I would like to welcome all the guests, all of them being the senior RSS family guests or the new ones. And I'm especially delighted because we also have two guest speakers today, which makes it very special. Please feel as your home. We are very easygoing and we believe in empowering. For most of us, English is not our first language, just to make you feel better that this is a really mixed group of people here. I have to make this announcement in the sense that we know we are arriving towards the end of September. So special request to those who have not yet renewed their membership to please do so. And special request to all the guests who would like to join RSS or who have been considering it for a long time to now make it a call. With this, I know you have been long waiting to kick me out so that I could welcome one of the most graceful member of RSS, whose presence brings in serenity. She's too calm, and we always try to learn from her. She always amazes us with her peace and the positivity she spreads. I think you all have guessed it right. I'm talking about none other than Sarah, who will be leading us through as our Toastmaster of the day. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sarah. And Sarah, I hand it over to you.
Thank you, Yasmin. What a nice introduction. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here again after some weeks of absence. And I chose the topic of the day, autumn or fall, which are synonyms, because now we are going through this season of the year where the days are shorter, the light is maybe not as long as we used to have in summer. We're coming back from vacation of the summer, the energy goes down, but I think that there are many other things of this season that we can still enjoy. Some people say they are getting this syndrome of fall, which means that you are low in energy or sometimes a bit sad. But during this meeting, I will give you some facts or some nice reasons to have autumn. And I would like to hear from you how you experience this in your countries, because I'm sure it is different in each part of the world. In Europe, for example, we change the colors of the leaves of the trees. the temperatures go down, and you notice it very much, but there are some other countries where I'm sure you don't notice that much. So for the participants, just please be prepared to share some experiences with us. And during this meeting, I will have the help of my technical team, which will be responsible for going through this meeting very smooth and with a high quality. I will call each of them to the stage to present their role and also to tell me something that you like about autumn or fall. I will start with the timer, which is Roku at this moment. So please, Roku, tell me what you like about fall and please introduce your role.
Hello, everyone. Greetings of the day. As a timer, I'll be keeping track of how well you all do with your roles and if you are on time or not. So for the prepared speech session, the timings would be 5 to 7 minutes. On a strike of 5 minutes, I'd be showing green color card. On strike of 6 minutes, I'll be showing yellow color card. And on strike of 7 minutes, I'd be showing red color card. After the red color card, you have buffer 30 seconds in which you need to wrap up your speech. Other than this, for the table topic session, the timings would be 1 to 2 minutes. So for 1 minute, I'll show you green card. For 1.5 minutes, yellow card. And for 2 minutes, red card. Same would apply on table topics that you'll be getting buffer 30 seconds to wrap up whatever you are speaking. For the evaluation round, it would be 2 to 3 minutes in which green on 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll be showing yellow. And on 3 minutes, I'd be showing red. That's all. Back to you, the TN Moody.
Thank you, Ruku. Do you want to share some experience of fall or why you like this season of the year very shortly? Okay, if not, we can hear about this later on. And I would like Deja to present her role as an accountant and as grammarian. And please, Deja, tell us some memories about autumn or something why you like this season of the year.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarah. Toastmaster of the day, Sarah. I will be your awe counter today. And as your awe counter, I will be counting your ahs, ums, likes, so's, and also documenting any unique uses of phrases. I will also be your grammarian. And as a grammarian of the day, I have chosen a word of the day that I encourage you all to use as much as possible. I will include the word of the day in the chat along with its definition. The word of the day is transform. To make a thorough and dramatic change in the form, appearance, or character of. This time of year, the leaves outside transform. They change dramatically in color to produce a beautiful visual that signifies the coming of fall. My favorite memories of fall, I love to be able to, it's just the beginning of the holiday season and there's a lot of excitement in the air, and thinking about all the time off that we'll get, all the food we'll get to eat, all the people we'll get to see, all the presents. I just remember the excitement from being a child and the coming holidays. the cooler weather. It's pumpkin spice season, it's sweater season, all the great stuff that come. I'm very mainstream. I love all that great stuff that comes with the season of fall. Back to you, Toastmaster Sarah.
Thank you, Deja, for sharing with us your memories and also the word of the day, transformation. I hope we get out transformed somehow from this meeting. I saw some minutes ago also the suggestion of other word tergiversation, which I think could be something similar to this transformation. Maybe we can have a small discussion about this later on, because I think that's also a very interesting word. And for our guests, I forgot to tell you at the very beginning, our meeting is divided into 3 parts. In the first part, we will have the prepared speeches with speakers that will deliver in a time of 5 to 7 minutes their speeches. Then we will have our table topics or impromptu speeches where all our guests can participate. And at the very end, we have an evaluation part where all the speeches, but also all the participants receive some feedback from some other Toastmasters. And that's the way we learn and transform ourselves. And without further ado, I would like to go to this first part of the meeting, which is the prepared speeches. And for the first speech, we have a speaker who wants to practice his humorous speech for the next contest. So it will be very nice to get some feedback from all of us. Let's give some good feedback to him. He is Tiger, and the title of his speech is The Hatcher in the Tree. The Hatcher in the Tree, Tiger.
There I was. It was a warm, hot summer afternoon. I've been working in the forest all day. So I decided I was going to take a little nap under a very large fir tree. All of a sudden, I felt something hit my head, and then another, and then another. And I looked up, and there's a pair of squirrels, and they were pelting me with fir cones. Well, I wasn't going to take that laying down, so I jumped up, and I returned fire, yelling, "In the name of Bugs Bunny, this means wow!" Well, if this was a war, I lost the battle badly. Squirrels 47, Tiger 0. And then I heard from a distance, "College boy, when you're done playing with the squirrels, it's time to get back to work." That was my boss. Let me tell you about my boss. His name was Richard, but he insisted that everyone call him Dick. On the first day, when I showed up to work, he took me out to the forest to a very large cedar tree, and he pointed up in the tree. What do you see? There was a hatchet about 10 meters, 40 feet up the tree with a red ribbon. He explained to me that when he was my age, he had planted that hatchet in the tree at eye level, and that over the last few decades, the tree had grown that far. I took the bait. Wow, that's cool. You have a college degree and you don't even know how a tree grows. I believe that learning is fun, and son, you have a lot to learn. And learn I did. He took me out to the forest, and for the next 2 or 3 weeks taught me all about how everything in the forest is intertwined. The plants, the trees, the lichens, the fungi, everything has a purpose, even those pesky little mosquitoes. One day, he drove me out to a very large tree, about 100 meters tall. It was a sugar pine tree, fairly rare in the Pacific Northwest, and it had spikes in it, like a telephone pole. He looked at me and he said, I need you to climb this tree and collect cones. My blood ran cold. He could tell I had fear. He just looked at me and smiled and said, don't look down. So I began to climb. Don't look down. Don't look down. Don't look down. And you know what I did. My body convulsed. I was having a seizure. And all I could think about was, I'm too young to die. And then all of a sudden, everything just went calm. I was completely relaxed. So I climbed up into the tree. Now, the next thing is I had to collect some cones. For those of you that don't know, the sugar pine has the single largest cones in the world. And they're green, they weigh 3 pounds. And I knocked it down. I had just released a 3-pound missile. And all I could think about to say was, 4! Thunk! And I hear, you missed. I collected my cones. I climbed back down the tree. And when I got there, he looked at me and he explained, that's good. You learned to overcome your fear. Next time, it'll be easier. Next time, all good things must pass. The last day on the job, he took me to his home and barbecued up cheeseburgers. And they were the best, juiciest cheeseburgers I have ever eaten. After dinner, he went in the house and he brought out a box, a hand box. Engraved it said Tiger Forrester. Well, I was immediately taken back because I didn't realize he knew my name. I'd been college boy all summer. When I went to open the box, inside was the most meaningful gift that I ever got or will ever get. There was an old hatchet with a red ribbon. He looked at me and said, Tiger, you've been transformed from a college boy to a forester. Put this hatchet next to the degree on your mantle to remind yourself learning is fun. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Tiger. That was a beautiful speech. And now, our second speaker will be a guest, and that is Rina. Rina, before your speech starts, will you share with us something you like about fall or autumn, or some memory?
Memory related to autumn season.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, when I was about 5 years old or something like that. Then when I was in village, whenever I were in village, then we go to mango trees in our garden and we play with our friend. We play there and do lots of enjoyment and many of the time we spend in that garden only. And yeah, this is the only memory I have related to autumn season.
Thank you, Rina. Rina will be
Thank
presenting
you.
the evaluation and feedback project, the speech number 1, and her pathway is presentation mastery. The title of her speech is Forgiveness. Forgiveness, Rina Kumari.
Have you ever forgiven someone, even if that person didn't say sorry to you? Well, if your answer is yes, then guess what? You are spreading love in the world. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and our future Toastmaster. Today I am going to talk about forgiveness. You might be thinking that why I compared forgiveness to love. As we all know that forgiveness is 11 later word. But Elizabeth Marx, the great writer, said that forgiveness is just 4 later word, and that is love. Because a person full with grudges, having intention of taking revenge, they can't forgive anyone. Only the person full with love and compassion can forgive anyone. Forgiveness is like taking out knife from your back which someone stabbed you and not using that to harm anyone else, no matter how badly they have hurt you. Now, a question might be arise in your mind. How I forgive someone so easily, even if that person hurt me so badly? To answer this, I would say you might have noticed no matter how a kid treats his or her mother, she never hold grudges in her heart. She never think that I will take revenge for this. She understands her kid mindset and accordingly, she responds very calmly. Do you know how a mother can do all these things so easily? Just because her heart is full with love and compassion for their kid. So just like a mother, we all can do same for others as well as ourselves also. Do you know Nelson Mandela? He was first democratically elected president of South Africa who fought against Britishers for African rights. But later he was arrested and sent to prison. He spent 27 years of his life in prison. He was deprived to be with his family and friends. He knew very well that he is not going to get back that 27 years of his life. After knowing all these things also, despite despite of getting angry, seeking of revenge, he forgave all the people and also decided to work with them to build a free and democratic country. Do you know why he did this? Why he forgave the people? Just because he knew very well that grudges is like burden on your shoulder. You can't go ahead in your life without removing them. Now, do you know what do we get after forgiving someone? Anyone who want to guess something? You can write in chat box. Okay. Yeah. So I think when we forgive someone, we lead a healthy and happy life. Yeah, that's right. Great. We lead a healthy and happy life. Our mind, our body, our soul, everything gets healed. We came out from control of the person who hurt us, because till the time we feel that we are victim, means we are giving our control in someone else's hand, and they are taking charge of our feelings, our emotions, and sometimes our life also. They are using as puppet. They are using us as puppet. So when we forgive someone, we came out from emotion of anger, separation, which creates obstacle in achieving something. Because when we got angry on someone, when we feel depressed or sad, we can't focus on productive things. So, dear Toastmasters and guests, I would like to say, I know very well that we all have been hurt in our life. We might have been holding grudges in our heart, but just forget about that thing and forgive the people. Not because they ask for your forgiveness, not because they deserve your forgiveness, just because you can't go ahead in your life without forgiving them. Do you know forgiveness is a gift? Just gift it to yourself, because this is the only way to be free from your own pain. Thank you, everyone. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rina. Thank you for that message. I'm sure that this gift that we give to ourselves, it helps to, this forgiveness helps to transform in peace and transform us. And now it is the time to present the third speaker, who is also a guest. He is now doing the pathway strategic relationship, and he will present a speech from the level 3, which is using presentation software. Our speaker is Git. I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. And the speech title is, again, I hope I can pronounce this correctly, Navratri. Navratri Git.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Sarah. I request for just a 2 seconds to share my screen. And is it visible? Okay. Timer, you may start the time. So, happy Navratri to all. Shubh Navratri. Toastmasters, I know you all are wondering, what is Navratri? So Navratri is a festival that we celebrate in India in this particular part of year, in the autumn, as you can say. So to understand about Navratri, we'll need to understand the story behind Navratri. So there was a powerful demon king named Mahishasur, who prayed for years and received a boon from Lord Brahma that made him invincible to any man. Means no man can destroy him. With this newfound boon, Mahishasur started to terrorize heaven and earth, creating havoc among the gods. The gods knew that Mahishasur's boon would protect him from getting killed by the men. So the gods were smart. The gods are always smart. So they created a female source, a powerful source of energy named Durga. The 10-handed fierce Durga fought Mahishasur for 9 days and 9 nights, finally killing him on the 10th day. The 9-day battle and the ultimate victory of goddess Durga over Mahishasur is celebrated as Navratri, or also known as Vijayadashmi. Vijayadashmi means victory. So, Toastmasters and fellow guests, Navratri literally means 9 nights. Every month after the no moon day, the days are counted. And the 9th day is called Navami. These 9 days are considered feminine. It's about the feminine goddess, the feminine divinity, because this quarter belongs to her, to goddess Durga. In this quarter, there's a scientific backing to all this. In this quarter, the northern hemisphere, as you can see, of the planet becomes gentle because it receives the least amount of sunlight. And we all know the masculinity is termed with sun and femininity is termed with moon. It's the energy that they provide. So because it receives the least amount of sunlight from now onwards, so everything becomes subdued and feminine. It's not on in a big way like that. So the worship of the feminine was prevalent right across the planet at one time. But unfortunately, certain very ambitious approach to win religion, like everything else, conquest become the mode. And when conquest become the mode, they burned the feminine out of the planet. We made it like masculine is the only way to be successful. And we have compelled even women to become masculine today in their attitude and approach and emotion and thought. Because somewhere we have made everybody understand that masculinity is the only way to success. Or in other words, conquest is the way. But if we look at the scriptures of Hindu tradition, conquest is not the way. To embrace is the way. See, we are trying to conquer the planet. That's what has led to all the disaster. I believe if feminine was more dominant factor, or at least evenly balanced, I don't think you would have any ecological disaster because feminine and earth worship comes together. Always. You can see those cultures which looked upon the earth as a mother and was in a worshipful attitude towards that, they never caused too much damage to the environment around them. Only those few who saw conquest as the way of life, that is where this happened. After doing all this damage to the planet, still half the people cannot even eat properly. See, there is enough food on the planet, but half the people cannot eat properly. If the feminine was dominant, the population would eat for sure. No mother would want their children to starve. If the feminine was dominant, compassion, love, and aesthetics would be dominant, not conquest. If feminine found a better way to expression on this planet, maybe our stock market will not fire hit by 20,000 points, but generally, people will smile more, be a little more happy, little more loving. So life would be a little more beautiful, which is essentially what we want, isn't it? After all, It's in the pursuit of human well-being. All these things are done, but that's completely forgotten because this is the way of masculine. That is just goes in one way. The feminine energy is not trying to go anywhere. Feminine is happy wherever it is. That's the big difference. If these two things are in balance, then we can go somewhere and also enjoy where we are. That's what needs to happen in the world. So how do we do that? How do we balance that energy? So in India, during this time, people usually fast. They have a light food, just fruits, juices, or a light food. Because fasting purifies the body and the mind. Then some people keep silence. Silence purifies our speech. They listen to knowledge. They discuss knowledge because knowledge purifies the intellect. They sing devotional songs, bhajans. They purifies our emotions. And the most famous, they dance. They do garba. Garba is a form of a dance where every person dance in the same rhythm at the same time. So all these things, the pujas, the yajnas, the mantras, fasting, it allows us to purify ourselves, go deep within, connect with the consciousness and increase the prana shakti, which also means our energy. And after those 9 days comes the 10th day, the day which Devi Gauri defeated the demon king. It is said that this is the best day to start anything new in life. Now, why is that? Because when you practice this in a proper manner, what happens is that after these 9 days of fasting, of silence, of meditation, of satsang, our mind is so much in the present moment that sattva is so high, energy is so high, you have so much clarity, so much peace, no craving, no aversion, you are open, you are centered, and with that state of mind, anything you start will definitely be more successful. So Toastmasters and fellow guests, it is a beautiful opportunity this time to go within, go deep, and experience that Shakti or energy which is pervading this whole creation, and it may transform our life. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Reddy.
Thank you, Git. For sure, a very opportunity to think about it and to change or to transform our way of thinking or to see life and many other interior things. Now it is the time for the second part of this meeting. This is the funny part, let's say. This is the time for table topics. Today it will be led by our president, Jasmine. And before you start, Jasmine, please let us know something you like about autumn. And then you can start with the impromptu speeches and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sarah. The word autumn always amazes me because I could never spell it correctly during school time. But finally, thanks to the Grammarly that autocorrects the spelling. And yes, I love the colors of autumn. So thank you, Sarah, for the wonderful question and the wonderful theme. And I am very delighted to be taking up for the table topics today. So everyone, are you excited? Yay! Give me thumbs up if you are, and if you are ready to challenge yourself. Woo! I see lots of thumbs up. Stefan and all those who have not switched on their camera, please do, because this is the time we're gonna just show our creativity. Today, my idea is to really live the theme of our club. We are Storytelling Club. And I have phrased the table topics in a way that we can experiment storytelling. Just to say, yeah, got muted. It just doesn't want me to speak a lot. So I message you all how a story should look like. Every story must have a beginning, a middle part, and an end. This is a common structure. This is how even we structure our speech. But to make a story interesting, you should split your story. So you should have 3 distinct components. You should have a setup of the story. Think of some confrontation, like, to make your story spicy, adventurous, like something happened. And towards the end, think of a resolution. So that's the way how you can have your story going very interesting. Today, you'll be challenging yourself because you will have only 30 seconds to think about a very quick story. I will provide you 3 words which you will use in your story. And then your topic, your timing will be between 1 to 2 minutes. 1 is going to be the minimum time when you will see the timer showing green. 1 minute, 30 seconds is going to be yellow when you'll the timing when you should start thinking of conclusion, because then you will have the timer showing red at 2 minutes, which is going to be the time for you to conclude, and you will have an extra 30 seconds buffer. I hope it is all clear and we are ready. Yes? Okay. I would like to begin with someone I know is a very good storyteller and can set an example for us. So I would like to invite Christina to take up the first table topic. Are you in, Christina?
Sure, thank you.
Okay, cool. So here are your 3 words, Christina. We would love to have a story from you which have 3 words into it: autumn, hiking, and mountains. Autumn, hiking, and mountains. The floor is yours, Christina.
Fellow Toastmasters and welcome guests. I love autumn. While spring is my very favourite time of the year, autumn is my second favourite. As you can see, I have very pale skin. That means that in the summer, I go like a lobster really quickly, and that is not good. So I choose to travel in the spring and in the autumn. And I had one really amazing trip to Australia. I'm based in the UK, so obviously that's Southern Hemisphere for me. And I went in the autumn. I timed it particularly for the weather, and there it was springtime. So it was an amazing experience. My 2 favourite seasons in 2 different hemispheres. And I met up with my cousins who've lived there for a long time, and we went hiking in the Blue Mountains outside Sydney. It was just a really beautiful experience. There was a slight haze in the sky, but the mountains really did look blue. I don't know what it is about the sky, the sea, the trees, whatever it is. And it was just a really lovely, highly memorable experience. And gosh, I'm still talking about it, and it was 20 years ago now. But it was a real delight. I have been lucky enough to go back again since, but not with the experience of the hiking in the mountains, and with the same company. So isn't it wonderful when we have these amazing experiences that we literally remember for a lifetime? So thank you for reminding me of that, Yasmin. Over to you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Christina. Indeed, there are some experiences and memories which remain for us for the lifetime. So that was an example of how we can have a personalized story to make things interesting. We got to learn so much about Christina's vacation and the trip she had. But what I would like to encourage you is to bring a little bit of twist in your story. There should be something which happened and then it got resolved towards the end. And I'm going to challenge Yalan to do that. Yalan, well, are you ready? I'm going to give you the next, yeah?
Well, I'm
So
gonna
you
say
choose.
no, but you're gonna give it to me anyways, right?
No choice. No choice.
Okay.
Okay, Yalan. Great. The three words for you are autumn, food, and river. The floor is yours, Yalan.
Taking my time. Hello, fellow Toastmasters. This is Yalan. So, autumn is actually my second least favorite season of the year because the season coming after autumn is winter. And I'm not a winter person. I love summer the most because I can get to enjoy the summertime, enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the warmth. Remembering back in the summertime when I was swimming in the river and it was not the best experience I could have because I almost drowned in the water. But I survived. That was the twist in the story. I enjoy camping outside the woods with my family and friends. There was one time we went camping, and that was in the summertime. And we had to check everybody's body, like bits by bits, to look for ticks because we do not want the bugs to get into our tent and sleep with us overnight. So it was very funny to look at each other because we're like monkeys trying to pick the salts from each body. So I know I'm supposed to talk about autumn, but I kept talking about summer. And my favorite part of the autumn part was when I was back in the college. We had the big mountain right behind the campus, and right at each year at around September or October, all the leaves on the mountains, they started to turn yellow and orange. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And that was the only good thing about autumn that I can think of. Back to you, Yasmin.
Thank you so much, Yalan. We all know that the colors of autumn are always with us. We learned about your new skill to pick up ticks. Good going. I think you were fantastic when you started, Yalan. I missed hearing food in your story. And then I thought that you sort of started scattering it. So next time, a suggestion to you would be to just, keep a thread and try to build a story around that. I have someone who is already a storyteller. I can tell you and guarantee you. And in case you don't trust me, I'm going to call him and he's going to prove to us how a story is going to look like. And this is none other than Elios. Elios, are you ready to go next?
Oh, I'm not ready. Of course, I'm ready, Jasmine. You are muted.
Here are your three words, Elios: autumn, Toastmaster, and speech.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, welcome to Autumn Festivals in Toastmasters International, where readers are made. We made our speech every single meetings, not to prove that we are better than others. We are here to celebrate Autumn Festival. Every single Toastmasters will know that they should deliver a great speech for themselves. And if you doesn't know how to write a great speech, you should join Toastmasters. And do you know the best season to join? Autumn, right? And of course, I'm not endorsing autumn. Autumn is not my best season. My best season is the contest speech in international speech in the Toastmaster International, humorous speech, evaluation speech, and also any more? Double topic speech. It is Toastmasters International Patent it. And if you don't know the contest rules, the Autumn Festival also celebrate the Toastmasters contest. Are you ready for delivering your speech? Are you ready to win in this autumn? You should join Toastmasters right now. Deliver your 2 levels and you are already eligible to join the contest. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, see you in Autumn Festival of Toastmasters Contest Speech. Back to you, Yasmin.
Hooray! Have you ever seen a promotion of Toastmasters like this? Guess if you're not already thinking of registering for a speech contest. Aha, Elios, you convinced us. Hi, Elios, I have to give you the feedback. You still have to have a story. You did a very great promotion of Toastmasters indeed, but I miss listening the story, so your challenge will remain next time. But there is someone who is an extremely good promotional, is a professional promotional, but we are going to challenge him to give a speech, to narrate a story. And I'm not sure if he's avoiding looking at me or he's taking some note, but I'm going to ask Galal. Galal, are you going to take the next one?
I'm sure you're going to transform my life. Yasmin is Jasmine. You smell so lovely, and your smile is the best accessory a woman can wear. Thank you.
Still, Galal, you're going to get a tough topic. Phrases are not going to work. Okay, so be ready. Here.
You're muted. Okay.
Yeah. It's autumn, picnic, and school. Autumn, picnic, and school. Take it away.
School, picnic, autumn, fall, winter, spring, summer, or fall. It goes back to the school days. All I was interested in was sports and girls, and not necessarily in that order. And I discovered to attract girls, I had to be good at sports. I had all the track and field records, 100 meters, 200, 400, 800, 1,500, won the cross country, won the tennis, won the squash tournament, javelin, long jump. I discovered to attract more girls, I had to tell jokes. And my mother's jokes were very naughty. To take you back to picnics, I used to go and flirt with the girls. I had 11 girlfriends at the same time. And it was something out of this world. Now, Egypt, autumn, nowadays with global warming, it's hot and it's 40 degrees at this time of year. So let me tell you that my life was transformed because of flirting. I met this bombshell and all the boys and girls and the teachers were running after her. And at the time we didn't have social media. And the 3 fastest ways of spreading news were telephone, telegram, and telegirl. So I went to her best friend. I said, I'm madly in love with your friend, but please don't tell her. And the rest is history. I got kicked out of several universities. She got me to go to a 3rd, 4th, to teach in America at university. In America, they don't know English. Excuse my French. So picnics, autumn, and let me tell you now, school. It all started there. I have a song, it's on YouTube. I'm strong, I'm sure, I'm in control. A man with a plan, believing that life is a neat little package I hold in my hand. I've got it together. They call me the guy who knows just what to say and do. Still I fumble and fall, run into the wall. 'Cause when it comes to you, my wife, thank you. Back to you guys.
Woo! How many of you felt 2 minutes pass on very quickly? Woo! 11 flirts, but the message ends with the wife. I hope you all got that. Thank you, Galal. Thank you for raising the energy of everyone. And I see someone who is pretending to be very serious and very tired so that I just don't give the topic to him. But let me tell him his pretensions are not going to work. And he has already started smiling because he knows he has been caught. And I'm talking about Ravi. Ravi, welcome. Nice to see you, Ravi. Let us know that you are around. Tell us the story with the 3 words: autumn, games, and friends.
Hi, everyone. It's been a long time since I've been part of this club's meeting. I'm really glad that I got a chance, especially in the one of the most interesting times of the year, I would say, is autumn. For me, that is. The reason I think this is an interesting time is this is when a whole bunch of festivals in my country, India, get started around the September, October time of the year. And we get a whole bunch of holidays that come along. You get to eat a whole lot of interesting food. There's some amount of rain. There's a lot of petrichor that you can experience in the air, at least in my city of Hyderabad. And what it reminds me of is about 8 or 9 years ago when I was living in the US. This is the time of the year when all of my friends would get together and play a whole bunch of board games and card games. I still have a whole bunch of these sitting in my cupboard. I haven't opened them up ever since I got back, but whenever it's autumn, I just look at all of those games and it brings back all of those wonderful memories. And I'd love to meet some of all of the folks that we have on our screens this today and see if I can play any of those games with all of you. I picked most of those up in the US, but they are games that are popular, I think, throughout the world. That's what comes to mind. My friends, the games I used to play with them, and of course, the wonderful weather during autumn. Back to you, Yasmin.
Thank you, Ravi. Finally, there is someone who says that they like autumn. I know all the previous one were like rejecting the idea of autumn. They were like, no, it's not the favorite season. But thank you, Ravi. It's the Indian talking like, oh, it's the Garba season, right? We have to go and have fun in autumn. Thank you, Ravi. I am running out of time. It's just going to be the last one. Anyone who is going to just hate me if I'm not going to give this topic to them. Is there anyone who is really wanting to have this one from me? Please raise your hand. If not, I will just think that my RSS family is still not ready to transform. Okay, cool.
We're short on time. Thank you, Michelle.
Okay, cool. We're really short on time. Thank you, Michelle, for saving me. And I just cannot ignore the advice coming from Michelle. And with this, I'm going to give it back to the Toastmaster of the day. Take it away, Sarah.
Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you to all the participants. I see we have found many positive things about autumn. Food, deserts, colors. Traveling in this season of the year is also very nice. It's better than in summer. You don't find that many crowds and it is not as expensive as in summer. And also this nice weather allows you to explore more. And with this, I want to hand over to the general evaluator of this session, who will be Ayu today. So please, Ayu, the virtual stage is yours.
Thank you, Sarah, our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for your smile. And Sarah, ladies and gentlemen, Sarah has successfully led this meeting very smoothly. Well done. Next, we are going to hear from our evaluator. And first evaluator is for Michelle for Tiger Speech. Michelle, are you ready? Over to you, ma'am.
Yes, I am. Hello, everyone, and hello, Tiger, especially. I had a deja vu when I was listening to this speech because I think it was around 2 years ago, maybe plus or minus, when I first heard a similar story about the hatchet and the tree. And I was doing a flashback to that and comparing it with this one. Definitely, Tiger, you were far more polished now. I remember the first time you were moving way too much. So now your body language was more controlled. I loved it when you gestured and pointed up to the tree. And the story had fewer details, which was good because back then there were so many details. I liked that you would pause to give us time to register the joke or the humor, like when you were saying you're a college boy and a college kid and you don't even know how trees grow. Now, couple of suggestions, because I know this is a humorous contest, or this is for a humorous contest. It might help to change the vocal variety a little bit. I knew the story from before, so I knew that one voice was your boss and one was you. I'm not sure if there was enough distinction between that voice. Maybe your boss could have lower voice or a higher pitched voice or a more raspy voice. But anyway, change the vocal variety, have some vocal variety between you and your boss. And second, and I know you're quite an expert with standing up. So I think maybe it was just where you are in an RV. Somehow you seem to be looking down instead of you're very good when you used to be at home or your home. You would look at the camera straight like I'm doing now. But this time you were kind of looking down. So you might want to see maybe on your stove or something in the RV that you could elevate your laptop so you would still have that looking directly, because especially with a humorous speech, that is very important that you have eye contact. So I loved the humor in your speech. I love the storytelling. You are a fabulous storyteller. You're probably the best storyteller in our club. So that showed in your speech. Just tweak the vocal variety a little bit. Keep up the great gestures. I could see the tree when you looked up. So keep that up. And I'm looking forward to hearing you at the next humorous contest. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Michelle. Thanks so much. I agree with you with all your recommendation. Since it is a contest speech, I will just suggest to the executive committee to not share the record of this meeting, or this is just a suggestion, or just keep the meeting record to the club only and to the future contestant. That's all. Michelle, thank you so much. Next, we are going to the next evaluator, which is Silpa. Hi, Silpa, long time no see. So how are you?
Hello, Ayu. Hello, everyone. Glad to be here after long.
Yeah, over to you.
You cutting off? Is that just me?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Signal here is not really good, but I give the screen to you.
Thank you, Ayu. And thank you, our dear future Toastmaster, Reena. You came into us. You came in with a bang. And can anyone believe that was a level 1 speech? Kudos to you, Reena, for delivering a very memorable, efficient speech. A speech about forgiveness. It was so correct for the moment in the meeting that we are talking about transformations. The speech was telling us how to transform ourselves. So I will dive in straight with what you did really nicely in the speech. First was the camera work. You were moving in and moving out. That is what pro Toastmasters do. But sometimes from the top, you were cutting off a little bit. So keep going with the good camera work. Another thing that I really liked was how you involved the audience. You kept asking them questions. And at one point, when I thought, okay, she's asking questions, but what more? You asked them to put their comments in the chat. That was like a cherry on the top. But it would have been elevated even further had you given a little pause after you asked each question. So when you ask them, okay, what do you think? Give a little pause. And when they wrote the answers in the chat, it takes a minute away and breaks the flow of the speech, but it helps if you could read the answers back. It would have given a sort of validation to your audience that you're not only taking feedback for them, but actually accepting it. So, but then again, this is just level 1. You'll have many more chances to build upon it, especially this is an evaluation and feedback speech. The other thing that I really liked about your speech, Reena, today was that you had good examples. You had good examples in terms of telling us about the mother's love. You had told us about Nelson Mandela. It would have been even better if we would have got to see a side of you, your personal story. When your friend was not very nice to you and you felt bad, but you forgave her anyways. So a little personal touch of yours would have been even nicer in the story. Your gestures were spot on. You had a lot of hand gestures, but then it was on the exercise, restricting this and this a little bit and making them more meaningful would elevate. I know this is again your first level of speech. You have a long way to improve, and I have given a lot of things for you to work on. Best of luck, and thank you for the speech, Reena.
Thank you to Silpa for her evaluation to Reena. I think it's Reena Kumari. And Reena, thank you for speaking and sharing the story here. I agree with Silpa. Next evaluator is Rukaya Motagam for Git, Toastmaster Git. Ruku, over to you.
Thank you, Ms. General Evaluator. Hi, Geet. Thank you for bringing up the topic of Navratri, one of the most colorful festivals of India, according to me at least. And what a coincidence. There is no one better who could understand this topic more than me at the moment, with all the music going around me. Talking about your speech, information which you have brought on screen was tremendous. Lots of information, a very, very new side to Navratri, which I haven't heard till date. So very nice work with the information. But with the project which you were having that was of using presentation software, you could have had more innovation with the presentation that you are giving. Because using presentation software means making your speech a bit more attractive towards the audience, which I guess somewhere was missing. Like you could have put more animations within the same. You could have used some other applications like crazy video, or even if you're making it in presentation, in PowerPoint presentation, there are many animations which you could put in your presentation to make it even more attractive. It was attractive, it was very apt, the information was on point and was a new side, but there could have been done some more animations which would have made your presentation more attractive to the audience, to gain more understanding of the topic that you were trying to tell them or convey to them. As this is a very, very new topic to most of the members in the group, if it would have been done in a more attractive manner, catching the information would have been easier. Other than that, you should keep track of time. It was near about 8 minutes, which you can control because giving your speech in time is really important in Toastmasters. So this is it. You can work a bit more over on your presentation skills. Otherwise, the information was very apt and great work. Back to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, Ruku. Fellow Toastmaster, if we notice these three speakers, they are all good in giving evaluation. I salute every one of them since they all have recommendation or at least challenge to the speaker. And that is the point of evaluating or giving feedback. Thank you so much, Michelle, Silpa, and Ruku. Next, we are going to call upon our meeting functionaries or my team, which is grammarian, accounter, and timer. Deja is I believe, our grammarian and accounter, and the screen is yours by now, Deja.
Thank you, evaluator Ayu. I have written down everything that I recorded or was able to record during the meeting in the chat. Sarah had very little use of filler words and used the word of the day at least 4 times. Tiger, I heard no filler words and you included a use of the word of the day in your speech. A phrase from Tiger's speech: learning is fun. If you guys were here last meeting, you knew that the title of my speech is Passion for Learning. Rena used a filler word once, and I didn't hear her use the word of the day. A phrase from Rena's speech: forgiveness is like taking a knife out of your back and not using it to hurt someone back. Geet used the filler word so at least 3 times. He seems to favor that one. And I didn't hear him use the word of the day. I'm sorry, it keeps auto-correcting my words in there, but I know your name is Geet. A phrase from Geet's speech: fasting beautifies the mind, beautifies the body and mind. Silence beautifies the speech. Yasmin used a filler word once and the word of the day once. Christina used the filler word several times, including one one and one Yalan used filler words twice, and I heard Galal use the word of the day in his table topic speech. And I need to hop off to get to work. So thank you all for a lovely meeting, and back to you, Madam Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Deja, for a very thorough grammarian and accounter report, even together. Now we go to, before we go to the timer, I would like to mention also the word should. I listen so many words should. I want to suggest to change the word should to be encourage, to be the word encourage. That's all from me to add grammarian report. And now, thank you, Heather. Heather is our timer, right? Yeah, Heather, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Thank you, Heather.
Hello, everyone. And I was your timer today. And everyone did really great with the time. They were well in the boundaries of the time limits, except for Geet, who exceeded 1 minute and 51 seconds more from the allotted time limit. Other than that, everyone did great. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Heather. That's actually very short and sweet. Those who wants to know your timing, exact timing time, you can private message to Heather and ask how long you been, how long was your speech?
I've made a report. If you want, I can tag along in the chat.
Thank you so much, Heather. Thank you so much. So this is my report. I would like to thank you all that everybody respect the time, and because that's one of our learning activities in Toastmaster. And then I also would like to have a shout out to our Toastmaster of the day, Sarah, to our topic master for being very creative with 3 words as the guidance for the table topic speakers. Shout out to all Toastmaster, to all table topic speaker, and special shout out to Stephen, Akib, Charles, Galal, Git, Rina, Kumari, and Ravi. Hi. The meeting is really good. Was really good, really smooth, and I'm so happy that we are. Oh my goodness, we already exceeded the time. So with that, I would like to hand over back to our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ayu. Very nice report. And thank you all of you for doing this faster considering the time. I only want to thank you for the nice meeting, as always, in Roseburg Speakers and Storytellers. And with this, I want to hand over to our president, Jasmine.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Fantastic job. I would now officially close the meeting. But having said that, please stay. Would love to have your feedback. So just let me stop